Hi everybody! Today I want to look at something new that's going on in the Disney Collect by Topps game, which I'm still playing and still loving. So they have this new thing that just started today called March Badness Tournament. Sinister 16. Let's press that article under events. Okay, join today, 2021 March Badness, which I think is like a play on March Madness, which is some kind of sports thing. And I hate to say I don't really know or understand what it is, but I don't because I'm not a sports fan or follower. So, Disney collectors get to decide the greatest villain of Disney. This is March Badness. Okay, so I do want to join, but give me 1 second. Let's go back here and see if we can get a little more info on it first. Yes, so the voting is now open. Here we go. So I'm going to read what this says in hopes that both you and I can get a better understanding of what exactly this is. So it says, get ready for Disney Collect's first event, March Badness. The power is in your hands to vote for the best Disney villain. Voting for the Sinister 16 round is available until March 17th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll have to vote for just one character per pair. Check out the bracket below. The winners of each pairing will be revealed on March 17th when the Evil 8 will be revealed. In your collection, you'll see these cards as either March Badness number 1 or March Badness number 2. These classifications do not signify any frontrunner or Disney Collect's choice. These differences are to keep the votes safe and secure so global counts, which will be hidden, will not interfere in the outcomes. Just pick your favorite. All March Badness cards will be untradeable for the duration of the tournament. Note, we are aware of 2 minor display issues in the events space, sold out showing underneath the voting options and tier name not displaying the matchup. These will be fixed with our next update and should not impact your voting performance. Contest. Who is your pick to go all the way? We'll randomly select 16 collectors on Friday, March 12th to win some diamonds. Okay, and there is the March Madness bracket. Here it is. So there's that big box with all the little boxes for the different cards, the different villain cards, a big purple square in the middle with the white question mark, I'm going to assume is for our final winner. So there's 4 different categories for these villains. Let's see, there's magic, vanity, cunning, or brawn. Can I press this picture to see anything? No. Okay. And I think there's comments down below, but just to protect other usernames and stuff, I'm not going to look at those right at this moment. Okay, so this is like bracket voting. So we are going to vote for the one biggest, most favorite villain is what it sounds like. Okay, so trying to understand, this is a lot of info to read all at once for me anyway in my little brain. Okay, so today is Wednesday, March 10th. That's when this starts. The voting, the Sinister 16 voting is available until next week, March 17th. The winners of each pairing will be revealed on that day. So that'll get us down to the Evil 8. As we see down here in this bracket box, it looks like it leads to one final villain, right? But it's only by next week, we're only going to know 8 of them. We'll have it narrowed down from 16 to 8, but certainly not all the way down to 1. We've got to start the voting somewhere though. So I can do down below the bar that says get your votes in now. I can do that, or I can go back, and I think I'll go back. So here we are in the event hub, and of course this is where it lists all the events, and right now there's just the March Badness going on. You know, here it says decide the greatest villain of Disney, and on that last screen it said pick your favorite. So how do you know, like how do you judge who to pick? Like, do you think that we would base our choices based on the most evil or just the ones that you like the most? Ooh, I'm not sure. I haven't really decided like what my approach is to this. It says rewards. There's coins, 12.8 thousand coins. Is that just for joining? Actually, let's go ahead and join. Let's officially do it. Here we go. Event progress, 0 out of 8. Okay. Tier name. Cast your vote today. Vote now. Maleficent versus Dr. Facilier. This is an interesting screen, trying to just make sense of all this. In the store, vote for Maleficent or vote for Dr. Facilier. Oh, does this mean that whichever one we vote for, we get that card and only that card? Oh, interesting. And then there's a tier reward of 1.6 thousand coins. Okay, so where do I vote? Maybe down under store. Maybe that's it. Maybe I press something there. Do I press? Can I see what happens with the coins? Nothing. Okay, so store. Vote for Maleficent. Vote for Dr. Silly. Let me press that. Vote for Maleficent. 1 cards per pack. Oh, okay. All right. So let me do that one more time. So it looks like in order to vote, now I'm on the events page and everything, and I've pressed everything that I can. None of this does you any good. I don't know if you can see a little bit like in that box here where I'm clicking, the colors change a little bit. So nothing happens there. Nothing happens for the coins. So if you're going to come in and vote, you go down to the box that says store. You have to press free under which villain you want to vote for. So there's an option that says free, the little blue box says free under vote for Maleficent, or vote for Dr. Facilier. It says free right underneath that. So you just pick the one that you're going to vote for, but you have to press free. That's the thing, you press free. So, oh boy, this is a tough choice because I like all the Disney villains. Of course I like all the villains. I'm not sure if there's any that I really hate. Oh, ooh, no, I could come up with a couple that I hate, and they're not even like they're so bad they're good. That kind, like some of them are just, they're just bad. Okay, so between Maleficent and Dr. Facilier, though, I like them both, but I feel like my feelings want me to pick Maleficent because she's really strong. And if we go based off the new Maleficent movies, she's not always evil. I don't know. She's like a classic to me. So I'm going to press free under vote for Maleficent because she's going to get my vote. Oh, and that's it. I'm not picking Dr. Facilier because he stepped on Ray and I will never forgive him. So yeah. Okay. Purchase limit expires in 6 days, 16 hours. Vote for Maleficent. 1 cards per pack. And you can either cancel if you want to change your mind at the last minute or confirm purchase. But we're going to do it. We're going to vote for Maleficent. So I'm going to confirm purchase. There we go. 2021 March Badness. There is Maleficent's card. So then you get to, that makes sense. You get to have the card for the villain you vote for. Let's view it right now. Oh, there they all are. There are all 16. And I don't mind going through and looking at them all right now either to get a closer look at these cards before I do anything else. I want to see all these cards. So is there any motion or anything to them? Is there any like tilt, anything? No. Okay. I've tried tilting my iPad. Nothing, is popping up after you give it a minute to load. So I don't believe they're motion cards, but they do have really cool, colorful lines in the background. And I like the look of these a lot. Okay, so there's Captain Hook, the Queen of Hearts, Cruella de Vil, the Big Bad Wolf. That took me a second. The Big Bad Wolf. Okay. I really had to think. Well, I just don't see a lot of movies that he's in. Okay. Dr. Facilier and the Evil Queen and Gaston. Oh, I think whenever it comes down to it, I'm probably going to vote for Gaston for something in here. There's Hades, Jafar, Shere Khan, and Maleficent. And does it say, yes, says we own one up at the top left. And there is Mother Gothel and Scar, Tamatoa. I think I caught that he was in the vanity category, but I can go back and try and look at that bracket picture a little bit closer. Ursula, yokai, or is it, oh gosh, or with the T? No, I think it's yokai. Okay, yokai. And then back to Captain Hook. There's our info, and then the back of the card. And yeah, that matches for everybody. Okay. All right, so that is our March Badness set for right now. That is our original 16. And here are all the different variants. So that was, again, that was all the Sinister 16. Then Evil 8 will be coming, and Fearsome 4. Oh, look at this. Okay, Fearsome 4, Terrifying 2, and Victorious Villain Champion. So yes, this is all, like the chart showed, it's all going to boil down to one. And I'm sure that anybody who follows any kind of sports and is familiar with March Madness and brackets and stuff, you're probably like, well, duh. Of course, that's what this is all going to boil down to. But like, it takes me a minute to really get all this because, again, I don't follow any sports at all. So I am not familiar with brackets, March Madness, nothing. So, okay, got it. We're going to end up with one Victorious Villain Champion, and then the 2 and 4 and 8 along the way. I like that they have cute names. Can we see anything coming up? Like, let's press Evil 8. I know it says coming soon, but can we see anything? Like right now. Ooh, it's loading. Oh, okay. Nope, we can't even see anything. Okay, and you know what? That's fine with me. Okay, so let's come back here. Now that I have voted, I can claim my reward. So let me do that. Tier 1 complete, Sinister 16. Okay, so once you claim your reward for voting in one tier, then it unlocks the box for the next tier. So as you can see, my box 1 for tier 1 has a check mark, and then box 2 is now unlocked. The rest are still locked. Okay, that is making sense. So now I can go through and finish voting. So let's do that together. Who am I going to vote for next? We have Jafar versus Ursula. Oh boy. Okay. I was just playing some Aladdin, like an old Aladdin classic game on the Switch. So I did just have to fight Jafar in that Switch game. He was a real pain in the butt. But I grew up watching The Little Mermaid, and I just feel like Ursula is it right now. It's going to be Ursula. So we're going to pick Ursula, and I'm confirming that purchase, but really it's a vote. So not necessarily a purchase. I could see how that language might be slightly confusing because it kind of threw me for a second, but I'm not purchasing anything. I'm just voting. And I'm going to claim this reward. Again, 1,600 coins, so it's probably that for every tier. Okay, tier 3. Scar versus the big bad wolf. I'm going to have to pick Scar just because I am not as familiar with the big bad wolf. I'm a lot more familiar with Scar from watching The Lion King a bunch of times when I was younger. So Scar it is. And speaking of Scar, has everybody caught when there's like, is it technically an Easter egg? I don't know, but like Scar sort of makes a little brief appearance in Hercules, sort of. I have noticed that, and I think it's funny, but it's sad. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed Scar and Hercules anywhere. Please let me know. Is that a little too morbid or not? Tier 4, we're voting for Hades versus Captain Hook. Even though I love the Peter Pan ride at Disney World, it is the best ride in the Magic Kingdom to me, without a doubt. I still think Hades is more like dangerous and conniving, and also I really like his cool flamey hair. So I am going to pick Hades. And look at the bottom of his like toga. It's all like misty kind of too. I like that. And he's like this cool blue color. So yes, I pick him for tier 4. Okay, tier 5, Gaston versus Yokai. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I haven't watched Big Hero 6 like a zillion times, so I think that's right. But anyway, um, Gaston it's Beauty and the Beast related. So it's always going to win. Anything Beauty and the Beast, no matter what, is always going to win for me. I'm always going to pick it. I'm always going to prefer it. It's my favorite Disney movie. So I'm definitely picking Gaston. Yeah. If he wasn't so evil, I would say he's like almost handsome, but I can't say it because he's a bad guy. I mean, he's not ugly. I'll leave it there. He's not ugly. Tier 6. We have Shere Khan versus the Queen of Hearts. As a whole, I like Alice in Wonderland a little bit better than the Jungle Book. But oh, okay, so I guess I'm kind of all over the place with how I'm picking. Movie, I'm kind of like sometimes it's movies I like better, or movies I'm just familiar with, or who I think is like worse, like most evil. So I have no clear-cut answer on how I am picking these villains. Okay. So when I think evil for these guys, I think Shere Khan because he wanted to get and destroy Mowgli, just a lone little jungle boy. I don't know, there just seems something more like rough and scary to me about that than the Queen of Hearts just shouting off with your head for Alice and for everybody, even though that is still really scary and Alice is still a child like Mowgli, and I did not want to see her lose her head or anything. It just seems like more serious and scary for Shere Khan. So I'm going to pick Shere Khan. And then we get our reward. Okay, tier 7. The Evil Queen versus Tamatoa. And you know what? Let me pause here. Let me go back 1 second. Give me a second. I'm going to go back to our news about this. Let's go down here to our brackets. So as I'm voting, unless I'm missing something, I don't see where they indicate anywhere their different categories: the magic, vanity, cunning, and brawn. They aren't mentioning that while we're voting, and I kind of wish they would, because if they mention it here on this page, like on our overall, like this picture of our bracket, I wish they would mention it for voting. Just, I don't know, for continuity's sake, I guess. Let's see, we have done our magic voting so far. Now we're doing the Evil Queen and Tamatoa, and they're under vanity. You can see them up at the top right under vanity. We have done all of our cunning voting. That was Scar, Big Bad Wolf, Hades, and Captain Hook. And then brawn, so Gaston, Yokai, Shere Khan, and the Queen of Hearts were all under brawn. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just noticing that that's not like they aren't mentioning those categories. And I don't really know why. Like I wish they would. So we're just rounding things out. We're just finishing up now with vanity. Okay. All right, here we go. So for vanity, Evil Queen versus Tamatoa. I'm gonna have to go with Evil Queen on this one. I like Moana very much. I like Tamatoa. I like his song. I think he's funny. I think that it's really funny that he likes shiny things. Like sometimes I think I'm that way. But the Evil Queen is a little more vicious, wanting someone's heart cut out and put into a box. So I'm going to pick the Evil Queen. And let's get our reward. I don't like how when it goes back to this screen, it like like the screen kind of moves like this. I don't like that. Okay. I don't know why. I'm picky. That's probably why. So for our last tier, tier 8, we have Cruella de Vil versus Mother Gothel. And they're both terrible. They're just Because Cruella would kill and skin puppies if you give her, and not just puppies. I think she would do any animal. I think that she thought would make her a beautiful coat. And I have a real problem with that. But Mother Gothel is her own kind of dangerous because she did a lot of like mental and emotional damage to poor Rapunzel. So, okay, for this one, I am going to go with who I feel is more evil and cruel. And maybe it's easier for me to pick Cruella right now because we know Rapunzel ended up okay and learned to fend for herself and stand up for herself and do what she had to do. So she turns out okay. It's all a happy ending. And I know that the Dalmatians do too, but it's just like the sheer number of animals that she was willing to, take out for her own vanity and her coats and stuff like you. Okay, so I'm going to pick Cruella. Okay, so that was 8 out of 16. That were obviously that we had 16 options. So you get the cards for the 8 that you picked. Ooh, our event is complete. There we go. Okay, so we can see how we're all done. We have claimed our rewards. It says event complete down in the box at the bottom. I can't press that or anything. And you can see tiers 1 through 8 all have their green check marks. So I think for now, we're done until the whole next round when we're going to narrow it down again. Yeah, there they are under recently collected. And let's just go in one more time and look at all of our different tiers and variants. Yeah, so 8 out of 16 cards collected for Sinister 16. And then next, in the next whole round or whatever you want to call it for the March Badness, we'll find out who the evil 8 are, and then we will be voting, I think, to get it down to the fearsome 4. So I think that's right, if I'm following how this bracket stuff works, which as you can tell, I have no experience with this kind of thing. Okay, so that was fun. So these are fun cards. This is a fun idea also. I didn't, imagine they could, maybe haven't paid attention that this was coming up, but I didn't know that they, of course, were going to do something like this. And I think it's a fun event and gives us something different and new to do in the game. So I'm glad they've done this. My favorite of these guys, I mean, again, it's just always going to be Beauty and the Beast related. So Gaston is my favorite villain that I picked today. Not necessarily the most evil or the toughest or the strongest or anything. He's just my favorite guy that I picked today. Pretty cool. March Badness 2021. Okay, so that is, those are all the cards that I picked today. And that's all I can share, I think, for March Badness for now, because we've got to wait until, like our article says, March 17th to find out who our evil 8 are, and then we will go from there. So when you vote, like this says, we don't know the counts on everything. We don't know who's in the lead, who's falling behind, or anything like that. They're just letting us pick who we want to pick and who we prefer for whatever reason. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with our next round or anything like that, like for the Evil 8 and future voting. I just wanted to show what this was to at least get it kicked off. But if I feel like picking this back up for the next round of the Disney Collect by Topps 2021 March Badness, I will, if I feel like it, I will go ahead and do that and make another video. So thank you very much for watching. Please let me know who you would have picked. Did you agree with anybody I picked, or were your options totally different? If you want to chat about any of that down below in the comments, please feel free to leave a comment. And of course, thanks very much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.